Lightsabers are probably the most iconic thing in all of Star Wars. And that got me thinking, can you beat Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 with only the Force? The rules are so simple, even Jar Jar Binks could understand them. I just cannot use my lightsaber. It all started when Vader dared me to kill my wife. But I didn't have the balls, so he did it for me. But thankfully, it turns out she was just a robot. Then I got this funny feeling he was gonna prank me and stab me in the back. So I electrocuted Vader for trying to prank me and ran out of there as fast as I could, jumping out of the window and landing like a boss. But I also killed like 7 people. But hey, it was pretty cool. Hashtag worth it. After I fled the scene, these 2 stormtroopers ran up to me, so I grabbed them by their pencil necks and swung them around till they died. It was taking a while though, so I had to cut to the chase and drag them to a high-speed fan. And when that didn't work, I was forced to burn them to ash. Once I was properly entertained, I encountered my first challenge. This small fry tried coming at me with a freaking staff. What is this, the 1800s? I threw him away instantly. My first real challenge was trying to open this damn door. I tried everything, but in the end, I just kept slamming boxes at it until it popped open. Once I got through, I had to fight this real steel robot. I tried everything, but then it hit me. Obviously, how could I be so stupid? If I rip away its shield and start shoving a real-life person at this 4-ton mass of metal, it might just push it into a red laser wall, deactivating the robot instantly. Oh, this trick in the Jedi handbook. Yoda actually taught me that one. Okay guys, I know it really looks like I used my lightsaber to kill that robot. It's because, well, I did. But I had no control. The dark side took over. Once I dealt with all that, I was confronted once again by a stupid little staff-using baby and killed him. Then I wanted to see how far I could throw his stupid little body. Yoda taught me that trick too, actually. He called it the little stupid baby staff throwing method. When I was done torturing this poor sap for fun, a jetpack stormtrooper came out of nowhere, so I grabbed him straight out of the air and sent him back where he came from. After sending that guy to hell, I saw another big robot along the path, and well, one of us is leaving this alive, so I slammed box after box at that fucker till he started crying, and then I bullied him off the server. But sadly, I think the admin was watching, and he wanted to ban me. So I ran as fast as I could, but it was a trap. The admin outsmarted me. And well, that pissed me off. Matter of fact, I was so ticked off that I crushed both of them and left on my little spaceship. The first thing I thought to do was crush this guy's body against the ship and then crumple that ship I stole so the police couldn't find any evidence. But it looks like it was too little too late, because they caught me red-handed. So without hesitation, I expertly grabbed the bullets out of the air and then threw them right back at him. Then it got serious. These Daredevil wannabes spawned in and tried taking my job when they started throwing shit at me. But sadly, there was no boxes to launch toward them, so I had to get a little bit creative and chuck a damn flagpole at them. Good thing they're blind. I was able to successfully knock one of them down and fling them off the side of the cliff. The other fella was a bit trickier though. But thankfully, in the end, I was able to find a storage closet full of these boxes to end him with. Another damn door. This was one of the hardest things in the whole game. And hey, can I ask you something? You, watching this video right now, why aren't you subscribed? It takes 2 fucking seconds. Just do it. If not for me, do it for this guy. Aw, crap, guys, the admin is back. I gotta run, I really don't want to get banned. But I was running out of bridge to run on pretty quick, so I had to jump. Even though the admin was chasing me at a great speed, I thought it was cool to slow-mo jump. And well, can you blame me? I was beyond belief when I landed straight into a robot fight. Luckily, there's a whole 2 chapters in the Jedi handbook that show me how to expertly dispatch this machine. Shit, guys, the admin's back. And I think he's pretty upset because he's shooting me with a laser turret right now. But honestly, it didn't matter because I'm so embarrassed. For a whole 30 minutes, I thought the tram car was the enemy. I'm so stupid I should let the admin just perma-ban me in real life. Once I finally took out the ship, the tram car was exploding around me and I had to think quickly. I missed the jump? How? Oh, come on. Screw this guy. She's taking me off, gosh darn it. The only real thing I can think of doing is bashing him into a crucial support pillar, taking out the engine in the process, and using the opportunity of him falling to his death as a platform to get to the next stage. So, well, that's what I did. I found myself sliding through a sewage pipe, basically summarizing my experience playing this game. Then I rode an elevator up to the big arena, where I met this blind man named General Coda. I feel like I should know him from something, like this is a sequel, or maybe it was just conjecture on my part. And then, this happened.
Well, we'll see how long I stay that way.
And I thought to myself, that's it? Come on, guys. You can do better than that. Oh, a little help, guys? Despite the insurmountable odds, I put on a brave face and try to fight this freak. But since the very beginning, it was going poorly. I was hitting the wrong spot, and I thought the game might have been broken. But then I realized, I'm just stupid. I knew that admin should have perma-banned me. I was hitting the wrong spot the whole time. Once I fixed that major blunder, it was easy enough for me to pin the little shit down. And once I did, I had him in the perfect spot to drive his head into the concrete, nearly killing him instantly, simultaneously opening him up for a saber attack. And I'm gonna level with you, I don't think he liked it very much. I figured it was in my best interest to get the hell out of there, so I ran down his arm trying to escape, and then he hurled me into the abyss. But that mad lad fell with me, and was holding General Coda prisoner in his grasp. And I wouldn't stand for that. So I punched the freak of nature till he was on the brink of death, and then I literally flew through him. I'm rolling on the floor laughing.
You don't have a way out of this, do you?
Oh, I wasn't thinking that far ahead!
Then, in the nick of time, General Coda called an Uber for the both of us, and we drove the hell out of there.
Where is she?
I don't know.
What? I'm not him.
I may be blind.
I'm not him. I'm a clone. I was grown in a vat.
We could launch a full-scale...
No! I'm not him. I just want... Look, I need a place to think this through. To meditate.
So that's exactly what I did. I met up with the little green goblin that was trying to guard this place, but honestly, I think he was a little too small for the job.
You guard this place?
Yes.
So I killed him. Once I was ready to abort the HQ, I was bombarded with a ton of these tiny robotic spiders. I thought for sure I was a goner, till my primitive rage kicked in, and I decided to use them as a battering ram to open the door, obliterating them all in the process. And honestly, killing these stragglers was pure fun. But that might have been my biggest mistake I've ever made, besides killing Yoda, I guess. Cause it led me straight to the biggest spider I've ever seen. My running theory is that all the little spiders got together and formed into one. And at this point, there was only one option. Nuclear. Literally. I threw nukes at it till it got sleepy, and then when it was down, I forced it. And forced it. And forced it. And then threw a nuke at it, and kept forcing it until one of those small fuckers got the bright idea to jump on me. And well, I guess it started a movement in the spider community, because they simply wouldn't stop. But I carried on, and forced it, and forced it, and forced it, and forced it, and threw a few more nukes at it and forced it. Once I wore down his defenses, I hopped on his head and took him for a spin. I lured him towards the light. I thought I was helping him go to heaven, but then I saw his face starting to melt off. Hashtag oopsie daisy. But honestly, I didn't mind too much, cause his lifeless body made the perfect staircase for me to escape with. I guess it all worked out in the end. Once inside the ship, I saw these poor pilots get instantly evaporated. I only had one objective, murder and revenge. Oh wait, that's two. Anyways, look, I sent the rockets they shot at me back in their faces. I guess you could say it blew up in their face. And that joke was so funny, I did it another 3 times. I'm waffling. Suddenly, I found myself traveling down a tube straight into the engine room. I was met with heavy resistance, to say the least. Freaking Jedis came after me. Luckily, I was prepared for this, as I encountered something rather similar back in the day. I burned them all to death with a smile. And it definitely wasn't quick either. This is my personal advice, but honestly, if you don't want to end up like this guy, I'd suggest supporting me on Patreon, where you can get shoutouts just like Hopscotch, get monthly stickers, and early access to clips of my newest videos.
Thank you for your patronage.
Once that guy was burnt to a crisp, I got to do something that I've never dreamed of. Something straight out of a movie that was then adapted into a video game, and then had a lesser received sequel. I was able to perform in the Olympic sport of shooting a space missile into a Star Destroyer. And let me tell you, if you ever get the chance to do this, it's worth it, man. But sadly, I had to flee before I got caught. I'm already on pretty thin ice with that admin, and I do not want to make it worse. So I hopped on the closest elevator I could and got the hell out of there. The only sensible escape route I could find was a glorified conveyor belt. And there they were, just waiting for me. Those creepy crawlies were just sitting there the whole time. Without a second thought, I force pushed them away and had to finish the rest of them off one by one. It took longer than I thought. Matter of fact, it took so long that the conveyor belt ran out of track, basically stranding me in the middle of nowhere. Once I found my way forward, I linked up with General Coda. He was yelling about abandoning the ship.
Abandoned ship! Abandoned ship! You sure about this?
No, I'm not him.
All this work for nothing? No, I'm not gonna have it. I was so pissed that I didn't even bother trying to deflect the asteroids coming straight for us. I just wanted General Coda to die. Simple as that. And I thought it'd be funny to use the ship as a fucking bullet, crash landing and hopefully killing General Coda in the process. I got a great view of the destruction I caused from up there. Once I landed like a badass, I admit this was probably the most challenging part. I was alone, outnumbered, and frankly, scared. And with all these jetpack stormtroopers bullying me every 5 seconds, I was getting a little fed up. So I just left. I threw in the towel. I gave up. I quit. But along the path, I found a group of those jetpack buddies, and before they could react, I pulled them under the map into the void, and one of them was trying to get away. No, not on my watch. He thought he was safe, but I caught him, and he joined up with his friends in the Minecraft void. Before I could revel in my work, I was attacked by 2 towering, flame-spitting robots. Sadly for them, this game copies and pastes their enemies so much, all I had to do was throw their fireballs back at both the hunks of metal until they die with a giant explosion.
What do you see?
Vader has her. There, at the top of the
First
city.
of all, I just want to say I'm pissed that that guy even survived. Next on the agenda was finding Vader. So I walked up to his front door to have a word with him, and damn, this guy is rich. He has an elevator in his house. I finally met up with him, and he was pretty hostile towards me, to be honest. I didn't really know what I did wrong. If anything, he's in the wrong. He started these prank wars after all. Out of nowhere, he sucker punched me, and that ticked me off. From that moment on, I was locked into Mortal Kombat with Vader. I didn't want to just prank him. I wanted to hurt this sick bastard. But I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It was tough trying to pin down his attack pattern. Call me a stupid little baby, but it was hard, okay? But after a bit, I realized if I just let him choke me, when I break free, it hurt him for some reason. I like to think it was because deep down, he regrets punching me in the face, and watching me get hurt him too. But before I could get too sentimental, I developed a new tactic. Force pushing him right as he's about to attack gets his health down just the slightest crumb. At this point, I'll take anything I can get. After chipping away at his health, he punched me. So I fucking killed him. And with that, I completed Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2 with only the Force. If you liked this video, YouTube thinks you'll like this one too.